make sure you get it wet. I would say pull the lips back.
Just take it to a tap.
Take it to the tap.
Get it wet.
Have some Evian on the sides and like do it.
That's their new campaign. I'd love everyone to do that campaign.
Did you see there was a campaign? There was a Sprite or a 7-Up, I think, ad in Germany, and it got pulled down because it was just absolutely like horrendous.
Filth.
And pure filth. Like this woman was going down on this guy, and then he comes 7-Up.
Oh.
And she gets sprayed with 7-Up, and I was just like, oh, babe, it was not the one. I wasn't here for it. I was very much like, oh no, I'm very offended. This is not going my way.
Why are you offended?
Oh no, I don't want to be. That's insane. I drink 7-Up.
Then don't drink it.
No, what association do I need on that? It made no sense to me. I was just like, what are you doing? Honestly.
It's so good. It tastes like cum.
But who said that cum tastes good?
Yeah, it doesn't actually.
So where did they get this
situation? Did you ever have this? Because when you had a beard, like, you know, when you would have sex and things like that, shit stays in your beard. By the way, this is for anybody who has a beard or like long hair and shit like that. Smell, it stays.
Well, you need to make sure you shower real good.
No, you shower, but still it stays.
Oh, what is your problem then? You ain't showering properly.
No, I'm showering. It's just, it's a very hard smell.
Well, I don't really have a beard anyway.
Hello everyone and welcome to Chai with Rai. Hi, I'm your host Rai, and if you haven't done so, make sure to subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. If you love this podcast and are listening to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Audible, or wherever you stream your podcast from, if you could do me a kind favor and make sure to rate the podcast and share it on your stories, on your social, on the TikToks, the Twitters, the Flickers, and spread the word. It really helps the show and the creatives that are on here grow, as well as it helps spread the message to the community and connects us with listeners who haven't tuned in before. And overall, as I always say, it just shares the love. You know what I mean? Today's show is a special one as we're going to be talking about the big bad world of Sacs. That's sex with S-A-C-S, Sacs, not S-E-X, sex. I was looking through my episodes and I basically wanted to talk about sex coming from a space that I grew up religious, I grew up with a very strict household, and talking about sexuality, and then going into the world of the arts industry, the entertainment industry, I found myself kind of like in this dichotomy where I was like, oh, I want to be sexually empowered, I want to talk about that, I want to experience that, but also I have like my background, my past history fighting me. So I was like, who can I bring on who has a shared experience of that and discuss the big bad world of Sacs in the city? Maybe I should call this episode Sacs in the City. Actually, no, we're going to call it something else. I'm sure I'll find a title. So I thought of Tarek Khwiss, or Tarek Khwiss, or as I like to call him, Bilal. If he's listening to this, he'll hate it. Tarek is a wonderful human being. We have known each other for such a long time. He's a phenomenal dancer, choreographer, creative director, you name it, that is Tarek. And we get into talking about things from like fetishes to talking about blowjobs, talking about anal, to talking about the A's and the Z's and the B's and the C's and whatever of the F's and the F's, because we wanted to, because we're two brown boys or ethnic boys and we want to basically talk about Sacs. So we're gonna warm up our cuppas. I'm gonna stop chatting and let's dive in to today's episode. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna do a little bit of a cheeky little thing. Maybe I'll throw in a little bit of bourbon, a little bit of vodka. Maybe I'll do a Bailey's hot chocolate for this episode because, you know, it's the dark one.
Here we are.
How are you? How was your course?
My course was good. So I did an intro into coding, which is something I've wanted to look into and try because I've kind of been interested about it. And this opportunity came up where it was like an intro to coding for free. So I was like, I'm going to sign up and get into it. Yeah. And it was 2 hours and literally I was buzzing. Like they gave us, you know, time to try it out, like the things that they taught us. And honestly, oh my gosh, I was loving it. So now I'm ready to like check if I can see, you know, if I can do a part-time course or, you know, just build on the skills a little bit more. So yeah, that was great.
Is there a goals app or a Tarek app that's going to be in the future?
Oh, of course. You know me, I'm always, you know, dabbling into many different things and always have these like ideas and visions. So you never know, I may just create my own Gauze app on my own, I don't know.
Whatever app.
Whatever app, do you know what I mean? Yeah. How about you? How was your day?
It's been good. I think like we've been talking. What have I been doing? I went to the gym, did a self-tape, and have been prepping for this and been doing other bits and bobs. So yeah, that's been my day. I feel like yours is more excited. Special episode. We're going to be talking about sex. I have created this bowl of sex questions, and we're going to be picking out and discussing all of it. However, before we get into that, Tarek, when we met the other day, I just wanted to say this. I knew you when you had a good old faux hawk, and I just went through beautiful, beautiful imagery.
Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, my gosh. Is that a Google search? No, it's Instagram.
No, that's me, like, archiving you.
Oh, wow. Look at the evolution of
Look
Tarek.
at that, then into pink.
I know.
Then, I wasn't aware of this look, but, like, hella sexy.
That was a
hella
look,
sexy.
Yeah. Well, thanks.
I feel like this bow tie moment, we should speak about that for a minute.
Oh, I totally went through a whole like, oh, let me be sophisticated and act like I'm smart but casual phase.
Oh, I thought this was the Justin Timberlake, like, you know, Future Love Sex Sounds phase.
Yeah.
And then I'm here for Bilal.
Bilal, yeah,
I'm here for Bilal.
The one we shall not speak of.
And I just wanted to ask you, which is like, out of all, oh, by the way, Bella's in there as well. Is it Bella Shadid or Bella Shahid?
Shahid, yeah. So the first.
Thank you for correcting me.
No,
Bella's in there as well. Out of all of the looks that you've had, which one is your favorite?
Oh, what as well as the one now? Do you mean? I mean,
previous, past, current,
whichever. My favorite. Do you know what? I want to say my favorite would have to be. It would have to be when I started growing my hair. So it would be recent. It's only because looking back. That red mohawk was such a like statement piece, I'd say.
Do you want me to pull it up again? Just
I mean, go for it if you are. Yeah, look at that. So that's the thing. Like with my whole aesthetic and transition, you can name it in terms of like, you know, me finding myself. Do you know what I mean? So that was me being like, oh, he a gay boy. He's you know, flamboyant and stuff, blah blah, and wanting to experiment. And then it went into the more, you know, oh, actually, I want to come across more sophisticated in business. Hence the bow tie.
Yeah.
And then it went to, you know, let me butch it up a little bit and feel very much more mask for mask. Hence Bilal. And then I found myself, which is, you know, what I'm still going through now, and loving who I am now. So I would definitely say it's the evolution of Tarek if it was a Sierra album, but now is the moment for us to live. Yeah, level up. There we go. Yeah,
I'm here for that. Well, the reason we got together and we're doing this is because I don't know if you wanted to do this, but this is my reason, which is we both come from Muslim backgrounds. Talking about sex is just such a
taboo,
unheard thing of. Like, you and I both have never had the sex talk. We have... It's like Islam and sex and like the perceptions out there and then of sexuality are just like completely different things, and I just wanted to do something fun. But before we do something fun, I thought it would be interesting to ask you some deep questions quickly, which is, what was the moment that you realized that you were, and what was your first memory of active sex? Not like the art of doing it or like self-pleasure, but like just like watching porn or like, I don't know, like some, whatever it is. What was that first for you?
So I think the first moment where I discovered, I guess, or just thought, wait, I'm feeling differently, I'm thinking differently, was actually in secondary school in science class, and something must have happened. And hey, maybe we were learning about chemistry or physics, can't remember, but something must have happened in the class, and it signaled this sense of like heart racing, palms, you know, sweating, feeling. And I thought, whoa, like, this is strange. And it was for a guy. And I was like, whoa, what is this? Like, it's a strange feeling. I never felt like this before, blah, blah. But it's funny because before that, I never got that feeling for a girl either. So it was quite strange. It's like all my life I've been told I'm straight, but really what is that concept, right? So that was my first moment where I discovered maybe something's changing or different about me, and I just started to discover it. The first sense of, you know what, I want to say it was in a movie, like adult movies with sorry, not adult movies, movies that I would watch with my brother, in terms of like cinema, films on cinema and stuff that were on TV. And then it was, you know, oh, look away at this moment, or no, don't watch that, blah blah. So it was VHS tapes of movies that
VHS tapes.
Back in those days.
Take a second. VHS tapes.
Yeah, we loved them, don't we? Well, back in the day, it was the thing, innit? That's the only thing we knew about. And I can't remember what film was it. I think it was like Waiting to Exhale or Soul Food. I think it was one of those.
Never seen it.
Oh, great films.
Okay.
Obviously, back in the day, that's what introduced me to, like, I guess, on-screen chemistry.
Situation. I think I shared with you my my wiener story when I told you. Do you still remember?
You're gonna have to refresh my memory and the people watching.
So the first time I got a boner was like, I woke up and I went running to my mother and I was like, what the fuck is this? And then, like, behold, like, my mother, being the religious person that she is, she feared me into thinking that this was like the devil's work and it's not meant to be like this. So she gave me like these prayers to basically say every time I would get, now as known as hard, or like have wet dreams or things like that. So yeah. Do you remember your first boner, your first wet dream?
Oh my gosh, no, I don't actually.
Do you not?
I don't. My first wet dream, I don't. But I do remember, because back in the day, I always say that. But when I was younger, when I did have dreams that had sex in it, it was always bad.
Oh.
It was never good. It was never. I never enjoyed it, or there was something about it that put me off it. And I said this to my brother, actually. I was like, it's weird because every dream I've had, there's always been something. It's either, you know, something terrible happens, or it doesn't taste right, or
sexually something bad happens.
Yeah, but not in a good way. It wasn't like, again, not pleasurable. It was like, if I was given oral in the dream, it would taste really bitter, or it would, you know, I'll get this like sensation. It's just so. Okay. When I woke up, I was just like, why does this happen? Like, well, I don't understand. Like, what is this? And it could just be maybe the thought of what I've been told growing up about sex, and like, you know, always be careful, and like, you know, there's things out there, and blah blah. And maybe my subconscious was putting this in my dreams. So I remember those moments, but I don't remember anything else. 1 second. Ziad, I'm on live talking with Ryan. So gotta keep it real.
Hey. All right, let's pick our first question. All right, I feel like this green one is calling to me.
By the way, I've got chamomile tea, not chai. But
it's chai means tea.
In Arabic, yeah, it does.
And in Hindi.
And apparently in every language.
Starbucks.
In Starbucks, yeah. But it's funny because we pronounce it. Sorry, I'm going off course, but like we pronounce it. So we say shay. So that it's not a ch. I guess it's a sh. Shay.
We just say cha. Well, we don't say the AI. We just say cha, like CH. A.
Right.
Like cha. My first question is from the bowl of sex questions. Would you dabble in online foreplay, aka Snap, DMs, nudes, Grindr, and stuff like that? And tell us a story, a memorable story, if you have done so.
But does this like go towards ejaculation or just?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I mean, I've done like, yes, shared pictures and stuff. Yeah, I've done that. And I did have a conversation one time, but it didn't lead to me, or I don't know, it didn't lead to me like going forward. Because for me, it was, I guess, making them feel that something was happening, but really it wasn't. I don't know. But to get them going, I guess. But for me, it wasn't. I didn't. What's the word that I used? I didn't. Yeah, but there's another term.
Aroused.
Like, no. What is it?
Come on.
Like, is it tipping? Do they call it tipping? Like getting you to the tip or something? Oh, I can't remember.
What do you mean,
But
like just about to come?
yeah.
Okay.
And then I guess if you do, you do, right? But like no. So for me, yeah, exchanging. But it just for me, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything really. I'd prefer it if you were in front of me. But yeah, I have been a part of that, and I do give into it sometimes, but only if I'm in the mood to it. If I'm not in the mood, or if you just send like a picture straight away with no messaging or nothing, then I automatically just go, oh cool, and that's it. That's what I say.
Is there a memorable story that you would like to share about any of these experiences?
Memorable
That's popping
story.
out to you.
I mean, well, so I would not tell you the name of this, but I do have a sock fetish account, and I
You have a what? Sorry, say that one more time.
A sock fetish account.
Oh, okay.
And I do get messages of like, oh my God, like this is so hot, like so sexy, blah blah, like love your pictures or whatever. So I remember a story be like this guy, I don't know where he's from, I don't know who he is, obviously, because we don't share face pics because keeping it like discreet and stuff. And he just kept messaging and been like, I love the, your feet and all that jazz. Can you like send me like pictures of whatever? And I was like, yeah, sure, like cool. And then he started sending the videos, and I was like, oh. And then he started to do like video call and stuff, and I was like, sorry, I don't do video calls on here. And he's just very, very consistent, and he just keeps on saying like, this is a lot, this is amazing to me, like blah blah blah, and just always on it, and would till this day would still message, but I just keep it mutual now. But it's interesting. That's the story.
How does one get into sock fetish, if you don't mind me asking?
How does one get into it? I think it's just
how did you realize you have the potential?
There's so many fetishes out there, number one, and true. I think if you were to delve into the gay community, I guess there's so many categories that people do enjoy or like find arousement in something, and I guess socks and feet is I feel like is a major one of all the main ones. So to be honest, I kind of do as well, like to a degree. So I just thought, well, let me create an account and let me see how far it goes, and where I can take it. So that's how I got into it. And I think I started it in lockdown because we've got so much time on our hands. And I think in a month I gained like 1,000 followers, and I was like, whoa, like let's go.
Have you monopolized this yet?
Kind of, but not really. I haven't actually put much time and effort into it because at the same time I'm busy, and also on top of that I just can't be asked. Like,
Tarek, that's good money. You don't even got to show your face. Like, you can retire from dancing and just do that.
Oh gosh, maybe that's what I'm learning coding, so I can figure out how to create an app for
just why not? Wait, what is your fetish? My fetish used to be feet. Like,
it used to be.
Yeah, everybody laughs at this, but I no longer have a fetish for feet. It's because I think, I don't know if you agree with this. I think you would, because you're a dancer. When you're dancing and you know how you see points, like a sexy point was just like got me into footwork. So yeah, that's what got me into foot. But now that I no longer dance and I see like average day people, and when they take off their socks and how smelly they are and battered they are, I'm just like,
right, you're fine. Yeah. Well, I guess mine would be socks. Yeah, mine's socks. I love, like, for me, you would always find, okay, no, wait, I guess, yeah, we are sharing all this information. Like, you will always find me in more or less black Nike socks, because for me, it's a turn on. Or like, if I see you on a guy with like amazing calves and like wearing shorts and he's got, black socks on, I'd be like, let's go. Like, let's do it.
I'm here for this. But
I have to contain myself because I'm always out and about, so can't be in the streets.
Alrighty, next question. Sex playlist. Give me a sex playlist composing of 5 songs at least, 5 to 10.
Oh, I don't play music.
But if you were to, Let's say hypothetically, or let's say, wait, how about this? I'll say this. There is a sex playlist being put together to recreate humanity. What songs would you put in there?
I don't know, because so okay, let me think of it in this way. Like, if I wanted something intimate and like slow, sensual, then it would be
Let me
Janet.
give it to you.
No, it would be Janet Jackson. I think it goes. I can't remember the name. It goes, baby, would you mind?
Oh, I love that. She used to put guys on like little things, and she would do like a striptease to them.
Right.
And then there's this video of this guy who's literally going like, "Oh, I love you, Janet. I love you."
Is it?
It literally. I think it is called "Would You Mind." I think.
Oh,
it's
maybe. Yes. Yeah. Would you mind? Yeah.
And she's wearing like leather and everything. Janet was filthy, and now she's all like, now she's all 360'd out. She's like no longer that.
Yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
Janet,
so
would you mind?
That would be. Would you mind for that kind of vibe? Another vibe would be.
There's no Persian songs you want to put in there, or like Arab songs?
No, because I don't listen to Arab songs. Well, maybe I should listen to Arab songs, but no, because I don't play music. I just get into it. I'm just like, let's go. I'm like, I've got a class in 2 hours. Can we?
Fine, I'll move on from this question then. Go on to the next question. Okay, we're gonna break down some queer sex lingo. All right, I think these are really easy, and then I'm gonna ask you if you know any more, and we'll get into that. All right, BB.
Well, I think it says bareback. No, yeah.
Bareback. What is bareback? Explain to people who don't know.
Bareback is just without a condom. Just, yeah, that's what it is. Sex without a condom.
Would you bareback on a first hookup or not really?
I would not, even if we're in a relationship. No.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, because I don't know. You could fuck up and you could, I don't know, do something behind my back. How am I supposed to? How am I supposed to trust you?
I'm recently gone.
All right.
Yeah.
Good on you.
It is fun. It is fun.
Okay.
No longer do I feel the choking of a condom anymore.
Oh, gosh, maybe it's too tight. You need to get a big one.
Well, girth, which we're gonna get into. H&H.
Okay, so I feel like there's two, because I always associate with hung and horny, but I think sometimes
I was
high.
Hungry. I always thought it was hungry and high, or like hungry and horny.
No, hungry, well, I thought it was hung and horny or high and horny. So it's either one.
High
I don't actually know.
By the way, what constitutes as high and horny? Like weed?
I guess weed. I guess so. That's what I would assume.
See, like a little bit of mush?
Maybe.
Would you have sex with somebody if you like? I know you don't drink, so occasionally. Do you still drink or not really?
I've never drunk in my life, so I don't know where this came from.
I swear you drank. You went to the club and you drank.
Go by. That was orange juice.
Are you shitting me? I swear
I'm
you
being
drank.
dead serious. I've never drank in my life.
Have you done anything?
No, actually. I'm quite pure in that side of life.
Would you hook up with somebody who was a little bit high?
Yeah, I don't mind it, because, I think I have one time. It was all right. They was just quite mellow. It wasn't exciting. It was just,
That was that.
It's just there. It was just that, yeah.
What does pig emoji mean? That I still don't know.
So pig is pig sex. So it's like really like down and dirty, like grim, like really get into it, like all of the above, like fisting, maybe piss play if it goes there. It's just real grungy. Well, I don't know. Maybe not.
Oh, which brings me on to the next one. What is scat? I love saying the word scat.
Isn't it shit? Isn't it just?
It really is shit.
Yeah.
Diamond emoji.
I don't know that one.
That means you're an escort. Basically, you will hook up for.
Oh, changes bio on Grindr.
Arrow up and arrow down.
Verse, I'm guessing, top and bottom.
Yes. Rosebud. Recently learned that.
Rosebud. Oh, smelling?
No.
I'm just guessing. What is it?
Am I teaching you?
Yeah, potentially. What's a rosebud?
Rosebudding is basically when you, so like if this is the asshole, like they're able to push their intestines out,
Oh,
and then
got
people
you.
like to like basically, yeah.
That is, I've seen that. I never knew that was the emoji or that's what it's called or.
Rosebudding, rosebudding.
Wow, I can't deal with that, man. That's just
I don't know how somebody pushes their intestines out. That's
that
my
must
thing.
that must be painful though as well.
I mean, it's a skill set. Would you put that in extra skills on your CV? On
Oh
your
gosh,
spotlight?
imagine. Yeah, you might as well see what. Yeah, you might get booked on a few jobs.
Never know. Are there any lingos that you would like to throw in there that I haven't mentioned?
Any lingos? No, I mean you didn't mention like the basic ones like FF or
Oh yeah, what's FF?
well, a face fuck, I think it is. There's one that's fisting. Oh, there's another one, and I can't remember it now.
Fisting. Are we into fisting or not?
Not me. I don't know.
No, same. Same.
How people are. I guess BDSM, but that's common knowledge.
That is true. I don't know how somebody like how much money would it take if like somebody was like, dude?
Well, more than £100, I guess.
More than 80.
More than 80 for sure. I don't know. Yeah, some people love it though. Don't get it.
That is true. Okay, paint me your sex fantasy.
Oh, there's so many. But one, I think it just comes from watching movies. Like, I would love to be in an elevator. Or,
Okay.
yeah, an
Paint
elevator.
it. Let's set it. Let's set it.
So I'm in the elevator, the guy
Yeah.
walks in and like, or you can cut the tension with a knife and the doors close and all of a sudden one of us makes a move and it's just ravage each other, like push up on the wall, off the floor, and then, get the deed done, doors open and you go to work.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Do you know anybody who's going to be playing this part, or like what sort of vision they'll be? Like, are they in a suit?
Oh yes, in a suit.
In a suit.
Obviously black socks, living my fantasy.
Love a bit of melee play.
Man, oh yes, but it wouldn't go that far because we ain't got that long. It's not a big building, so.
Intrigued to know, what's your favorite part about sex?
I want to say foreplay and intimacy.
What consists of foreplay for you?
So kissing, touching, like closeness, I guess, like body interaction. Yeah, like hold me. So that would be foreplay, and that would be, I guess, like the best thing. I also like it. No, I don't think this is weird, but like if I feel like it's going well and it's nice or whatever, I would love to like look you in the eyes and like get that connection, because I don't know, it releases endorphins.
For you.
Some people don't like it, but
Speaking of which, by the way, as we're on to the point of like fantasies and things like that, I wanted to bring this up. Body image in sex visuals. Like, what is it with every single person, right? Just having six-pack abs and like defined muscles and shit like that. Also, does that turn you on or not really?
Not really.
No.
I think it's nice, but it's not something that would be like, yes, it won't be a thing or a red flag or what's the word, man? I can't use my words right now. No, what's the word? Let me think of it. It's not something that has to be ticked off, I guess. I guess that's the easiest way to say it. So, yeah, I don't know what the thing is. I think it's just society. I think it's just the whole fact of looking a certain way. This is what body positivity looks like, and people go with it. I also feel that maybe it's a personal choice. I mean, for me personally, I don't really care if I have abs or arms. It's a personal choice for me to have the body that I have now, I guess.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I agree. I would just love it if there was not in a queer community, especially, not such a focus on even on abs, just like physical shit. I mean, like, it's easier said than done. We all flex, we all like, send shit like that. But I'd love that. Like,
I mean, it would be nice. I think it's because most things how we have been designed, I'd say, because the things, the way we act, the things that we say or interact with is all constructed by the things that we have been taught to see, being taught to, all that jazz. So I think because of that, everything comes from attraction from seeing this or seeing someone that has abs, or, you know, it's always, for example, Magic Mike, like there is not one person that doesn't have abs
that
or
bod.
arms, that bod. It's because that's what's the selling point, you know, being, and always has been, whether it be women or men. So
Yeah. Here for it. Question. Next question. Since you do drag, would you have sex as Bella? And do you reckon it would be different? It
would be different because it's a whole load of costume and makeup, I guess. It would feel
just
different.
Be like, oh, I'm sweaty.
It's sweaty. I'm in a wig. Like, I feel like I wouldn't be able to do anything if anything gets smudged or whatever. I don't know if I would be comfortable in doing so. I don't know if I would want to do it either. I have been asked if I would be down to, but I just go, well, I'm not sure, I've never done it before, like blah blah, and then I just end the conversation because I don't think I feel comfortable with that. Do you know what I mean? And it's just a whole load of mess, man. I don't know. It's a lot. And also I feel like the illusion's gone when naked. How's it gonna work? Unless I
don't know, you tell me.
I don't know. I've never done it. So
what was your first experience like?
It was actually with someone I was dating. Actually, that's a lie. It depends, because my first ever experience was just oral. And it was when I was on a teaching workshop job in Europe, abroad, not going to say location, but
I'll narrow it down.
That was an interesting experience, because for me, I at that moment, and still kind of now, but like I kind of connect anything intimate to be like, oh, they care for me. But that's not necessarily true. The way it came about was, I think after the day of teaching in classes or whatever, there was like a party and everyone was there and blah blah. And this guy, what was that?
That's my thing. I always do that.
Oh right. And there was this guy who just, you know, we were talking, like just chatting, and then his friends must have went, and he was like, oh, my friends just left me. And I was like, oh. And he was like, I don't know how I'm going to get home. It's like 3 hours away by car. And I went, well, you better start running. So, and then I think he was planning to stay. Like, I think he had it in his mind that he was going to stay and stuff. And I kind of was just like, oh, well, I've got a spare bed in my room if you wanted to, you know, stay or what for the night. And it was just weird, because I remember going into the shower and then coming out, and he was just in his boxers. And I went, oh. I was like, you're just naked, yeah. And then he was like, oh, is that okay? I don't have any clothes. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's fine. So we just sat in our single beds and we were just talking very long time. And then he just kept looking at me, and I was just like, what's on your mind? And we just like had this discussion. And then he just jumped on my bed and started kissing, and I started laughing because the way he was kissing me was very peckerish. And I started laughing, and he was like, why are you laughing? And I went, no, nothing at all, it's fine.
Did you kiss before that? Like, have you had a kiss before that?
Have I had a kiss before that? Yes, I have. Yes, I kind of knew how to kiss. But I knew that's not how you... By the way,
at this point?
Oh, I was like 22. Yeah, and I knew how to kiss at that point. Yeah, for sure. And like, yes, I was 22, and then that happened, and then it like led to like oral on for him. But I was fully clothed, and it was just really weird, because I was just like, this is so strange. Like, it just like randomly happened. But it was a good experience. It was okay. Then afterwards, I just thought he cared for me, and I thought that he wanted to, you know. But obviously that wasn't the case, so I had to pull myself away.
Don't you feel like sex is never like the way that it was pictured to be? Like, it literally wasn't. I think, like, yeah, my first sex experience was nothing how it's painted to be.
Yeah.
I really remember it.
You barely remember it?
Yeah.
I think it could be the way it's pictured to be, I think, but it has to be on both sides.
We mean like somebody comes in like a pizza box and you can't pay, so then
if that's what you mean like that, right?
No, I didn't mean it like that.
I mean, but if that is the case, I feel like that is possible. I feel like that's possible. If you were really putting yourself out there and you really did it, it could potentially happen. On the other side of like how it was supposed to be, I feel like if both are in the same, wavelength, same mindset, I feel like it could be that magical time, that magical moment that it's been pictured in, years and years.
3 tips to give the best blowjob.
Make sure you get it wet. I would say pull the lips back.
Just take it to a tap.
Take it to the tap.
Get it wet.
Have some Evian on the sides and do it.
That's their new campaign. I'd love everyone to do that campaign.
Did you see there was a campaign? There was a Sprite or a 7-Up, I think, ad in Germany, and it got pulled down because it was just absolutely like horrendous.
Filth.
And pure filth. Like this woman was going down on this guy, and then he comes 7-Up.
Oh.
And she gets sprayed with 7-Up, and I was just like, oh, babe, it was not the one. I wasn't here for it. I was very much like, oh no, I'm very offended. This is not going my way.
Why are you offended?
Oh no, I don't want to be. That's insane. I drink 7-Up.
Then don't drink it.
No, what association do I need on that? It made no sense to me. I was just like, what are you doing? Honestly.
It's so good. It tastes like cum.
But who said that cum tastes good?
Yeah, it doesn't actually.
So where did they get this
situation? Did you ever have this? Because when you had a beard, like, when you would have sex and things like that, shit stays in your beard. By the way, this is for anybody who has a beard or like long hair and shit like that. Smell, it stays.
Well, you need to make sure you shower. We work real good.
No, you shower, but still it stays.
Oh, what is your problem then? You ain't showering properly.
No, I'm showering. It's just it's a very hard smell.
Well, I don't really have a beard anyway.
But you've had one, so that's why. But anyway, make sure it's wet.
Oh yeah, and I do like this whole like lip thing where I do this sometimes.
Okay.
And get the tongue out. I guess that's my tips. Yeah.
Okay, tongue out, lips, boom, done.
And use your hands if you can, innit? Do the Tiffany Haddish thingy situation from Girl Strip.
Oh yeah, true. Do you judge a grower or a shower, and does size matter? And would you rather have length or girth?
No, I don't judge either. I feel like most of the time I prefer a grower because then it's like, oh my god, surprise! Surprise. So size doesn't matter because I've been with someone who was intimate enough and did it right that didn't have the size, and that's a tough question. I don't know.
Can I just say, you're speaking so softly. I feel like you should be like at a telephone call. I prefer.
Like call me on.
Yeah.
What is it? MMHMMM. I don't know because if size doesn't matter, then length shouldn't matter. But I guess girth because. Girth. I guess, but I like things in proportion.
Yeah, I think things should be seasonably right. Like, I always say this, and I have no shame saying about it on Instagram and, like, it getting saved. I ain't got the biggest dick. I don't pretend to have the biggest dick. I have what I have. I didn't choose it. But, like, I work with what I have, and I'm grateful.
I think that's the thing. I think a lot of people, it comes from a fact of, like, oh, you grew your penis. Like, oh, no, I didn't. Like, just, this is what I have, and that's it. Like, I've never been told, or I don't think there's anything out there to be like, oh, how to grow the biggest penis. Like, it's not a thing.
You didn't have those videos? I remember when I was growing up, like, it was like joking, or like, use this to grow your penis. This is that.
Oh my gosh, really? No, I don't think. I think it's just all genetic. I'm sure it's just genetic. Do you know what I mean?
It is just genetic, but you can now you can get implants and shit like that. So.
Oh wow! In your penis, really?
Yeah. Did you not know this?
No. Yeah. How does that even work?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, that must be painful.
I mean, yeah, true, but I don't know. I am always intrigued. It's like one of those questions I always wonder. I was like, imagine if I had a bigger dick. Imagine if I was born white. Imagine if I was rich. Like, all of these things.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
My brother always says what's meant for you would not pass you. So I guess you were meant to be this mix of...
as meant to be. Yeah. Meant to have a little dick. Do you have a type?
Not really, no. I don't. Oh, that's good. Oh, good. I'm glad that that you could sense that, actually.
Yeah,
That's
no.
quite nice.
I feel like you're very open. You're very humble. You don't have a type.
I am very open, very humble. I don't really have a type. I mean, there are obviously, you know, things that get me heated, but in general, it's not like, oh my gosh, if he's not this, that, and the other, I don't want to be with him. Like, no. For me, it's again, attraction, personality, connection, all of that. That's my type. That being.
3 things that get you in the mood.
Oh, I don't know. I'm very sex driven, so I can be in the mood all the time. So that's a very hard question. But but a few things that get me in the mood, I guess, smell gets me in the mood. If you smell nice and like we're having a moment, I'm like, oh, I don't know. Or if I'm like if I'm hugging someone and they hug in a certain way, I'm like, oh, again, I can be in the mood for any reason. I think my libido is quite high, but like I'm like, oh, you know, little things could get me there.
Have you ever choreographed whilst having sex?
No. Who's even thinking that? Oh my gosh, imagine.
I used to think the most randomest thoughts whilst I was having sex. I still do.
Well, I guess you top, so maybe you need to think to keep it going.
But your verse?
Only recently, and I've only done it once, and that was more of an experiment. Like like for me, it's an exploration. I'm trying to figure out how it is, if I like it, and if I Wait, how do you know I'm verse?
We talked about this.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm trying to figure out, like, I don't know. Like, my question would be like, how would you, like, people say think about certain things to hold off ejaculation, but like, I feel like that's tough.
Maybe.
Or no.
But not really. I mean, like, it just comes to me. Like, I think because my brain is quite, like, what I'm trying to get to is, like, my brain is so scattered that whilst I'm doing one activity, I'm thinking of the other. So have you never had this? Like, you'll be doing, I don't know, a class, but you'll be thinking of a routine that you might teach later on.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. No.
Just you.
I remember I used to take out my phone whilst getting blowjobs because I used to get, like, so bored.
Oh, I would have left. There was one time and this guy got a text and he was like, oh, I'm so sorry, it's just work, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, kept doing the thing. And then he got another text. And I said to myself, I was like, if he gets another text and he picks up that phone, I'm leaving. And then I heard another bloop and he picked up the phone. And all I did was this. I just went, put his underwear back on. And I was like, all right, I'm going to go now. I'll see you later. And he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, blah, blah, it's just work. Like,
that's evil.
It's not going to happen again. No, that's no excuse. I'm sorry. Work or not related. That is, for me, that is very, very disrespectful.
Turn off.
And yeah, so I guess, yeah, there you go. It's a turn off. So things like that. I'm easily turned on, but I'm easily turned off too.
Got it. I already know the answer to this, but have you ever hooked up with a student?
Don't think so. Who's a student? I don't think so.
Tarek.
A student? What do you mean student? Like in my classes?
Yeah.
I don't.
Tarek?
No, I don't think so. Unless you're trying to think of a specific someone, but I don't think they were my student.
Okay, I'm just gonna say there's lies being told.
That is not a lie. I don't think
there's
that's a lie.
Lies being told right now.
We're gonna have to text after this because
we're gonna have to text.
There's obviously something I don't know.
I mean, some myths about sex that you would like to demystify.
It's not the truth. I guess it's not the truth. No, because I guess it's accessible, but I think with any type of sexuality, it's accessible if you want it to be. I think it's less taboo. It's very much like straight to the point when it comes to queer sex. Is it available ordered when you want it? Not necessarily, but also I think that's what I would like to demystify is the fact that people think like you're getting it all the time, but really it's been 3 years. Do you know what I mean? Like little things like that. But another thing maybe could be that it's not actually that bad. Like it's not that painful when done right, I would say.
There was a question in there which was like, any 3 tips to douching that you want to give?
To be honest, I've never douched.
Natural.
I think it's that vegan lifestyle.
I don't get people like you, man.
I think I can sense my body. I can sense it. I'm like, I think it's gonna be all right.
But are
I
you
don't
not
think it's gonna be all
afraid
right.
of shitting? Like, I've had sex where
No, I've never
I've
had
told
that
you
problem.
that it's happened to me. I've been scarred. So now I'm like,
I know.
yeah.
I don't have that. I mean, I would, if, for example, if I've just gone to the toilet, then I know for sure that I'm going to be okay. But like, if it's like during the day, if I can sense how I feel in my body, like stomach wise and all that jazz, not necessarily shitting, because I don't think that would happen, but in terms of it coming out clean, I guess.
Or like just a little fart.
Yeah, like I can sense it. But again, it all depends on, I guess, the size as well. Because sometimes I'm like, well, what do you expect? You went quite far in. Do you know what I mean? So in those scenarios, I'm just a bit like, okay, if you say something, are you surprised? Like, I don't know.
Would you say you've orgasmed in your life?
I've had a friend who said that they have come without having to do any extra work, like just by someone, you know, giving it in the back. And I was like, really? I was like, I've never had that.
Question as well, since you are fluid in your identity, am I correct in saying that?
Why are you lying for? I'm joking. Am I fluid in my identity? I guess so, to a certain degree. I just don't have a label to it. Like I don't consider myself non-binary. I feel like maybe I consider myself more queer, but I don't know. But yes.
But my question is going to be this: would you have sex with somebody who was like cis or fluid or binary or pan, or, you know? But
yes, I think so, because for me, mostly it's attraction. Like I would get with someone that's trans.
Yeah.
I would get with someone that was queer or non-binary, I guess. As long as I'm attracted to them, I think it would work. But I also feel that my thought waves or pattern goes towards the other type, because I feel like I'm that type. And I don't feel right now, I don't think that the same type would work for me. I think I need something different, but that may change. So I don't know.
Let's play some games. So usually I do this thing which is called sip a chai or play with rice. So we're gonna basically, if you don't want to answer, you sip your chai or you can play with rice. And in the context of sex, that makes perfect sense. There are a couple of categories that I'm gonna throw your way. If you were in a porno, what would the title of that porn be?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Thick thighs make a dick rise. That's what my friend says. That's what Frida says. She says thick thighs make a dick rise.
What would the storyline be?
Storyline, I don't know. Maybe a delivery person.
Oh, come on, paint it to me. Sell it to me. Sell it to me like in an IMDb version. Come on, create it.
I don't even know. Or what would be the story? Let's think. I open the door and there's a parcel and I'm in my robe, and then all of a sudden it drops. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, but you know, can you help me bring this parcel in? And then
he sees the thighs.
He sees the thighs, and then all of a sudden
and it arrives. Who would star in it?
Well, I guess I'm one if it's my porno.
Okay, who's the other person?
Oh, I don't freaking know. Just random names.
Celebrity names, like somebody famous, a porn star, anybody.
Let's just say Anthony Ramos.
Okay, I have no clue who that is, but sure. What would the poster, if you could define for me in a post, what would the poster look like of this movie, this porn movie?
Would be me in heels in a what's her name, Angelina Jolie slipped leg dress.
Okay, all right, and a guy just like.
I guess so.
All right, best and worst and most overrated and underrated. What is the best and worst sex advice you've ever given?
That I've ever given?
Yes.
Nothing. I don't give advice.
What is the best and worst sex advice that you've taken?
I don't need advice, honey.
Yeah, but what if they've given it to you?
I guess I'll sit my time, because
nobody's given you a bad like sex advice.
A bad advice? Well, why would someone give me bad? No. Who?
Because you talk with friends. So like, if you're like, oh, I don't know how to give blowjobs, or like, I don't know how to like do this.
Well, people's response is usually like, oh my god, I can't believe you can't do this. And I always say it's all about experience. Like, go and explore. Have fun with it.
That's the best advice that you've ever given.
I guess, yeah, there we go.
Most overrated and underrated piece of porn that you have ever watched?
I want to say the best one was probably Waiting to Excel. Or, what's the other one? but it was a scene and there was narration on top, and it just felt really hot and heavy, and it was like, oh, this is nice. Worst, the ones in EastEnders, isn't it? The soap opera ones where it looks like they're not doing anything when they're not. I mean, it looks like they're doing something, but they're not. It's just really bad.
Most overrated and underrated, either porn star or considered sexy stars.
I don't really see the attraction in Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, not even Brad Pitt.
Well, are you telling me Troy? You haven't seen Troy?
I don't think I have seen Troy.
You should see Troy, and then you'll change your mind.
Why would that change my mind?
Because there's a scene in there that just changes your mind.
Underrated? To be honest, actually, what's his name? Zac Efron. I feel like now I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah. But I feel like if he goes past the stage that he's at now, like I think when he was in what was it, Neighbours or something, or House Party or whatever that film was, can't remember.
Yeah.
I think he looked good.
All right, that brings us to the end of the games, and I like to ask questions that are deep and meaningful. However, we're going to change it to sexual ones. So my usual question would be, what words of wisdom would you give to your younger self? However, if you were to have a sex talk with young Tarek today, what would you say?
Don't be afraid about it.
Oh, that's a song. Sing it. Don't be afraid about it.
Be more open to it earlier in your life rather than later, I guess.
Peaks and valleys of your personal life, rather than that. A peak is a high point of your sexual life. What was it? What lesson you learned from it? A valley is a low point of your sexual life. What was it? What lesson you learned from it?
That it feels good. I don't know. That's not.
What lesson you learned from it? Oh, that it feels good.
That it's supposed to. I guess it's supposed to feel good. I guess that's the high point.
Okay.
A low point would be that you don't have to explain yourself or be available for everyone. Because I think at one point I was not afraid, I guess, but I guess I was just a bit scared to let people down, or like if I wasn't feeling it, I should really feel it.
Favorite sex position? My
favorite? I don't know. I have 3 favorites. Doggy,
3.
Mission. Yeah, doggy, missionary. Actually, I think it's just missionary. I think that's my favorite.
Classic.
On top and laying down.
Well, everyone, that brings us to an end, and I hope you enjoyed that. I want to say a massive thank you to the guest for their time. All of the information about the guest, myself, and the show will be listed in the bio. Make sure to follow, share, comment, and subscribe. Show us all some love, because isn't that what we want at the end of the day? Some love. Your support really helps the show and the message of it grow, and the people that are on here. Thank you again, and as I always say, breathe in, breathe out. I must go, which means now I must go. I own that is copyrighted, and I will sue. Joking. Have a great one and stay curious. Till next time.